So there is nobody, like he's on, there's nobody with a little green dot. There's nobody misunderstanding nothing that you have to say. You know what I'm saying? Because this is straight bullshit. You cutting the program by 5 million from the home delivery program. Imagine that for seniors at the beginning of the fiscal year 2024. We see the following by another reduction, followed by another reduction of 7 million in the same time period. You know what I'm saying? And a reduction of 5.6 million each of the next 3 years, according to the council members, Crystal, Crystal, Crystal Hudson, who represents part of Brooklyn, including Fort Greene, you know what I'm saying, and the Clinton Hills, you know what I'm saying, I'm bringing them out to Killer Clinton, and the chairs the council aging committee. You know what I'm saying? She have a right to speak up because this is straight garbage, straight bullshit, and you're cutting all that money in order to fund something. And I have a strong feeling to fund the migrant because you always one thing Demon Democrats always do. They always put out a program. I said they're gonna do this good program. I said they're gonna do this good thing. I said they're gonna do that good thing. And then they go and cause a catastrophe and this and that. And then when to pay for the catastrophe rather than figure out the federal government, you know what I'm saying, which is probably gonna come out of people's pockets anyway. They make the people pay for it anyway, and even cut programs from the people in order to pay it for the garbage that they're doing. Because while you're funding every war across this planet that you and the Demon Democrats are caught on contact in order to make the people think that you're doing something and you're doing nothing but invasion, corruption, and street Baphomet garbage. Yeah, feast. Garbage. You know what I'm saying? Garbage. You know what I mean? But we see Pentagon leak suspect, Jack, I guess his name is Tyrese Rhea, whatever, I don't give a damn what his name is, was preparing for a violent race war against black and Jew people reported. Yeah, so what you're teaching these people in school and what the hell you're teaching them in the military is really unbeknown to me. And it goes to show that this shit right here ain't normal because like I said before and I'll say it again, you have no historical facts. The only historical facts that you truly have is the invasion of this globe with your nonsense. Not everywhere, you know what I'm saying, but you just basically that's what it was. You stole from everyone else in order to even have a history. You know what I'm saying? And then even when you look at the crews, you know what I'm saying? But we see 21 was charged with leaking secrets. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Jack, I'm going to call his head. I ain't getting into your name, nor do I care, because it sounds like some old garbage. And I know more than some kind of infiltrator somewhere. You're going to come with the news and you're going to come with the leak, and we ain't got time to spend with that. We got a war with Russia talking about nuclear attack on the United States. You know what I'm saying? The Air Force National Guard member was prepared for a violent war, you know what I'm saying, a violent race war. Here we go, see, told you, that stupid ass dumb TV. Nobody want to hear nothing about damn race war. That's one of the stupidest theory that is driving this country right now. Like the threat of civil war breaking down is real. Yeah, because you have a lot of people who are straight jackass. And if they was to do that and take over, watch the turning, the killing, the murder, and the execution, and all kinds of shit of people that you wouldn't believe, especially starting up. But my point is this: when you're done with the black people, right? Guess who's gonna be next? Mm-hmm. Because what they don't see, they already got the robots. While you busy up there talking about some goddamn civil war, you gonna need every soldier you get, clown. You know what I mean? But this coming in by Stephen Simmons and Jordan Stevenson or whatever, 28 days ago. You know what I'm saying? Steve Simon and Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? But we see here where Manhattan District Attorney, indictment of the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, for 34 felonies so far. 34 felonies, so far. You know what I'm saying? 34-year jackass. None of their felonies make any goddamn sense. And we could clearly see that was a setup. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, I wonder if, while Braggs is running his mouth, I wonder if he was on Epstein plane as well. You know what I'm saying? 34 felonies, so far, not, resolved in a death and the destruction that the former creepy ass, no, the former president, no, not the former, we talking about creepy Joe Biden? Yeah, he definitely should be former. But we see the death and destruction that the president warned of may have desired, may have desired. You know what I'm saying? The protests near the courthouse, though loud, were nonviolent and essentially, you know what I'm saying, performative. You know what I'm saying? Performative. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know what I'm saying, Republican of Georgia, yes, or whatever she's from, who had encouraged the far right demonstrators, you know what I'm saying, left the scene after having, you know, pro functionally minutes unable to make herself heard over the den, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we don't give a flying fuck. I still think that a civil war is stupid. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to put yourself in a bad position to begin with, because when people don't listen, that will happen. Same thing we saw when it came to what took place not too long ago in 2020, you know what I'm saying, on the flow level. We and others have written to protest the new civil war in the United States, which seems a real, if still remote, possibly immediately after the January 6th bullshit. You know, what garbage is he talking about? Now it is starting to look less plausible, you know what I'm saying, given the strength shown by the political center in 2022. Midterm and creepy ass Joe Creepy Biden largely effective tenure in the White House. That's my point. He should be kicked out a long time ago and impeached for the shit that he did to the United States. You gonna tell me this man should have been impeached? He should have been impeached and put in jail. Same as Hillary Clinton, Anthony Fox, the killing weasel. You know what I'm saying? All the ones that trumped up this game that they played. You know what I'm saying? Even going down to Bill Gates. How come he's the only one funding the CDC? He's funding the World Health Organization. He runs this. He runs all these different health organizations. How is he doing that? You know what I'm saying? And he's supposed to be a computer operationist. Something don't make sense. You know what I mean? So we have to start looking at what's going on here, people, and not just see it for what it was. And we know the turd is coming. Elon Musk facing subpoena in Jeffrey Epstein's lawsuit. Why I ain't surprised at that shit? You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one. But we see needed food stamps in New York come back in a few months. Oh yeah, they cutting everybody, even cutting me off. And if I bring my budget down, they claim that my budget is too high, but I don't even get the budget because I'm paying, you know, back raised child support, which I don't mind. I don't care because they're my kids. If I was there, wouldn't I be paying that money anyway, and probably more? So that's the point. What's the point of arguing over anything? I never was arguing about none of that. What I was talking about is taking care of me, because one thing y'all love to do is destroy the black father, but not, you know, give him any chance or anything other than work him to a slave, to a death. Get out of my face. Tell Creep Joe Biden and his son that same story. But we see New York, little village faculty for migrants open Saturday and filling up quickly. This is coming about Sarah Manchi 6 days ago. CBS News, Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, they're loading up Chicago nice and fresh, getting ready for the barrio war. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Lightfoot left it in this condition, and it seems like the next one stepping up, and they ain't doing much to say much, because all of the even Democrats are facilitating this trick by keeping the border open. You know what I'm saying? While they spend time doing crap across the land and wars and setting up for the holy apocalypse, such as what we see going on in Russia today. You know what I'm saying? And there is no reason for the Russian people to have to keep on telling them that, you know, you're making a mess of national security, even for the United States, by facilitating these criminal wars that they keep on building up, and then acting as if like the war make the whole world see that you're so great. When we know for well that you chumped up that war when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? But Coleman classified claims that the House Republicans lost track of Creep Joe Biden informant. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. Washington Post column drops hammer on the Creep Joe Biden family receiving foreign millions may be its entirely coincidental. Imagine that. Ain't coincidental to me though. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll probably sell the United States out for more than for less than a fucking chicken wing, probably. You know what I'm saying? And the published in the Washington Post, you know what I'm saying, this week, you know what I'm saying, offered brutal details on the scandal involving members of the creepy ass Joe Biden's family receiving millions of dollars from foreign sources. Here's another one. Now we got the border crisis going on, scrambling. You know, that's kind of on. Bringing in all types of people from other countries, not in the United States. You know what I'm saying? And we know what we see going on over there in Mexico that we do to people. And we know the Baphomet Church, the big gigantic Baphomet Church is over there as well. That's what they be going to probably visit. Be like huge church and have a huge gigantic Baphomet in that church. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Over there in that country. And they think they're fooling somebody with that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we see we can count up these disasters. First, the border and all the kind of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Then we saw the Ukraine and Russia. Then you got Iraq, Iran, all this different stuff going on. Then you got Africa with killing the Africans and doing shit, and some is over there living in the cities and doing well, and everybody's an indigenous one is taking a blow downtown, you know what I'm saying? Kind of they're up in Egypt, raiding Egypt for years and years, stealing up the black man's wealth from the land of his ancestors in order to talk about historical value and history and all this other bullshit and putting it in museums and so forth and so on. And the world allowing them to do so based on the bullshit. And you even have black people that's helping them to do it too. You know what I'm saying? But we see out of Washington Post this week offers a brutal detail on the scandal involving members of the Creed family receiving millions from, foreign sources. You know what I'm saying? Over the last, you know what I'm saying, decade, over the last, way back that up, not when, over the last decade, which has not made much of an impact on most mainstream outlets. The question to me is why? But you blowing Trump up like the 4th of July, as if you guys didn't do anything at all in any shape or form. You know what I'm saying? Your pedophilia probably haven't, but what about Trump? Has been a general, what about Trump? Has been the general reactions from the press over the news, despite the obvious connections between the revelations and the continuous series of scandals related to creepy Hunter Biden, according to creepy Joe Biden and his son, who should not have been in the White House at all. And you're over there making foreign deals, blowing up Sudan and the country and all them foreigners, and they're causing all this corruption, and it boiled up in Sudan. Now look at what's going on, and you're doing the same shit over there in Russia. Don't give me. This is your speciality. This is the game that you play, and then you try to run it out so long that the only thing people see is the war. They don't see how it got to that point and who caused it to be at that point. Remember, you know what I'm saying? These people can all be lying in the same better shit. So that don't mean that they're going to tell you how it got to that point. They're going to just get it to that point and then your ass going to ride it out. This is the type of game that we play. You know what I'm saying? Because the Vietnam War could have been stopped a long time ago. They didn't have to keep going on as it did. Because none of those people was communists coming over here to do anything to us. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter whether it's China or whatever. They didn't have the power to deal with us. You know what I'm saying? You had something that could have stopped the war a long time ago. But these two idiots love to do these type of things, and then once they aggravate the other idiot over there, the other idiot gonna run it right along, and suck his country down into the toilet as well. You know what I'm saying? So we see that, but we see what about Trump? You know what I'm saying? Despite the obvious connections that we see in this matter. And we see the scandal. You know what I'm saying? Who, when we say scandal related to Creepy Hunter, not until, you know what I'm saying, who until the last year or, when we see it, who until the last year or so in so enjoyed a cushion, actually, of protection from the mainstream press. Well, this is why. Look at, they're censoring your shit. They're censoring your shit. So that means that they have control over the media. You know what I'm saying? They're censoring your shit up there, they take your shit down. Say you violated it, the YouTube community or whatever community you seem to be on the platform with, they say that you violate. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this treason and destruction of the United States government in all ways and the United States as a whole, you say nothing at all. Especially those who cooked it up. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Well, we see it, you know what I'm saying? But the Washington Post, you know what I'm saying, avoiding the story for some reason. I mean, I'm sorry, but the Washington Post, in an editorial from Jim Rafferty or whatever his name is, say, no so fast. You know what I'm saying? I think the Post been doing an exceptional job. Excuse me, I made a mistake. The article both explains the detail and the collaborators on why it is not plausible to treat this as a non-issue because they control the media and then control the government and inside the government and inside the government and all this crooked shit that you see going on in the conspiracy. There are no fucking conspiracy. Everything is a conspiracy reality. Let's just keep it 100.